I'm an addict for sneakers.
What's good, what's good? Back up in the building. It's your boy DJ Delz back with a brand new episode here at the Sneaker Addict Show. As you can see here, we've got a Jordan box. It's the Air Jordan 6 Infrared 23 shoe. I've been trying to hunt this down for months now. Finally got him. Let's get into this review. Alright, so let's get into this review. Here is the box. Here's the label. I did get these for over retail. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get them for retail, and I'll tell you a quick story. Basically, what happened was about 2 weeks ago, I woke up in the morning. It was like 7:15 a.m. Eastern time, and I looked at my Instagram, and this dude right here hit me up. Right there. This dude, Sean, shout out to Sean, he hit me up and was like, yo, they're doing a restock over at this spot, Cali Roots. So I've heard a little bit about them, but I wasn't too familiar with them as far as where they were located. Rushed over to the site. I ordered them, had them in my cart. I went through PayPal real quick, bang, paid for them. As soon as I paid for them, I realized, because I was in such a rush, I was just focused on getting in the order before they sold out. I realized after completing the order, it was from Sweden. I ordered from Sweden, and I was like, oh my God. Nothing against Sweden, it's just the problem is that the US dollar is just so down right now, and I knew it was gonna be way over retail. So I paid way over retail for these, but that's no one's fault but myself. That's why at the end of the day, even like with resellers, you can't get mad at them because they're not putting a gun to your head saying, buy this shoe for this ridiculous price. But with this situation, it was just me not realizing that the conversion from euro to US dollars was just gonna be a big kick in the nuts. Because I had to pay basically over $100, which wasn't that bad, but then I got a bad taste in my mouth because they charged 25 bucks for shipping, right? When this box came to my crib, I had to pay an additional $31 and change. And I don't really understand what the hell the complete issue was. It had to do something with shipping charges. They actually charged me money at my doorstep today. My UPS guy literally had my box in his hand and said, I can't give you these shoes to you. Write me a check of $31. And so I had to look from my checkbook real quick and, write all the information and all this and that. It's cold outside. We in New York. My dogs are barking like crazy. It was insane today. So I gotta warn people, if you're ordering from like somewhere like this spot, I'm not gonna say everywhere in Sweden because that would just be ridiculous because I don't know how it works out with other retailers. I don't know if it's just like that all the time out there or if it's just at this particular retailer right here. You may have to pay extra money when the shoe comes to your house. I mean, I've ordered other places around the world and I've never dealt with having to come out of pocket at the front door of my house. Like my UPS guy who I see all the time, literally asking me to cut a check for 31 bucks because of shipping costs with customs or something like that. Never heard of nothing like that in my life. So be careful with that. If you don't mind, maybe getting hit over the head and having to pay that extra money, then go for it. But I just want my supporters and viewers and fans out there to understand that there is a possibility if you order from a spot like this spot, Cali Roots, that you may get hit over the head and have to pay $31 extra for shipping charges when that shouldn't be. And I contacted them, but they didn't hit me back yet. I'll give you an update if they do the right thing and maybe refund me because I did contact them a bunch of hours ago, but they still haven't responded back to me, and we'll see. But before I start this review, I want to shout out this guy right here that got me these K54s years ago when they released overseas in the UK. I still got his note here. He wrote me this note. When people help me out and they like write little notes and stuff, I always keep them in the box, no matter how long ago it was. If you ever helped me out and you ever wrote me a note and sent me the shoes, I always keep anything you give. So Sneaker Freaker 83, shout out to him because he got me these shoes overseas in the UK when this tournament was going on for retail, and he charged me box price as far as like US dollars. Like he just wanted the 150, I think I paid 150. I don't even think it was 160. I think it was 150 for these. And he didn't even want shipping, nothing.
And I already appreciated that because, like, he didn't even ask for shipping, really, from my understanding. He just wanted to help me out because he liked the show, he loved what I do, and he wanted to help me, and he did. But I didn't realize he probably even came out of pocket even more because of the fact that the US dollar, I never really realized how the US dollar just isn't worth as much as the euro. So shout out to him. I gotta shout him out because he's the first person to look out for me overseas, and that was love right there. So shout out to him. I never forget anyone that ever helps me. Like, you know, this was maybe like 3 years ago, and I still remember it to this day. And I just wanted to point that out there, that I really appreciate that pickup. I'll show you these real quick. I know people are probably like, yo, why don't you show them, man? These are sick. So here's a quick look. These are the K54s right here. I used to call them the Qual 54s, but it's actually K54. That's the right way to pronounce it. A lot of my viewers from overseas were correcting me, like, dude, you're saying it wrong. So it's K54. So thank you to Sneaker Freaker 83. Now let's get into these. I apologize for anyone that just clicked on this review that was just trying to watch this review and keep it moving, and I have this big story about it. I'm gonna put a pop-up box in the beginning of the video just to tell people to skip if they want to go right to the review. Now, this is the box. The colorway of the shoe, as you can see, is Infrared 23, black, Infrared 23. So Infrared 23 is really the colorway. It's Infrared 23. That's what they're calling this actual colorway, Infrared 23. Here's the shoes. And the whole thing with this sneaker that I loved, it's basically like a reverse of the black infrared shoe, which is my favorite shoe of all times. And someone like myself who owns so many Air Jordan 6s, I had to have this for my collection. I really consider myself someone that just loves buying a lot of kicks just because I like wearing new sneakers on a regular basis. But with the Air Jordan 6, I really do consider myself a collector, a proud collector of the Air Jordan 6s, and I really try to collect as many Air Jordan 6s as possible. And being that the whole concept with this shoe was kind of just reversing the Air Jordan Infrared 6, here's the 2010 model right here. Could throw this next to it. Being that it's basically like a reversal, being that you have the infrared up top and then the midsole is blacked out, it's a reverse kind of look to this shoe right here, which I really like a lot. And as I was saying, this is my favorite shoe of all time. It's my favorite Jordan favorite shoe of all times. Like, when I die, I want to have these on my feet when I go in the dirt, or however my family decides to get rid of my ass. But these right here are really loud, I gotta say. I mean, really, really loud. You see the Yeezy right here chilling in the bag. The Yeezy's a loud shoe, and this is louder than the Yeezy. So it's louder than the Red Octobers. And comparing to the Infrared 6, you can see it's pretty close. This is a little darker, I think. This is definitely brighter than this, but it's very bright. I remember during All-Star Weekend seeing a lot of the celebrities wearing them, because I think the thing with this shoe is why it was kind of limited was that I think majority of the pairs were out for All-Star Weekend, at a lot of pop-up shops and retailers, and just giving them away as far as for promo, being that, you know, this came out for All-Star Weekend. This is really like an all-star shoe right here that Jordan Brand put out. If you remember, Jordan Brand put out those Joker 3s that was kind of like an all-star shoe that they released. I think that was last year, if not last, no, it was last year. I'm like 99% sure. So this is kind of like their release this year from what I see. And as far as the quality's nice. I'm personally happy with the quality of the shoe. I think it's great. The upper has different leather textures, as you can see. You got a real nice tumbled leather here, as you can definitely see on the camera, because it's really tumbled, like super tumbled. And it's kind of to the point where it's tumbled like an Air Jordan 3. And I like that. And then you've got a full grain leather with perforations here on the back of the shoe here. More perforations up top by the ankle that pops out. And the toe, it is lightly tumbled now. So it's lightly tumbled here. It's really tumbled right there. And then you got your full grain toward the other parts of the shoe, as you can see. So there is different textures on the shoe, which is a cool look. I like that, especially since it is a bright shoe. Having all these textures, you have a real hardcore tumbled leather right there. Then you've got your full grain, real smoothed out, and then you've got kind of like a light tumbled by the toe. It's definitely nice to see different textures on such a bright ass shoe. I mean, this is super bright, this shoe right here. Black laces, black tongue. You've got your Jumpman right there in infrared, and then you've got your clear transparent lace lock. This is the second Air Jordan to have a lace lock. The first Air Jordan to have a lace lock, of course, was the Air Jordan 5, which I love. This is such a hot shoe. I'm so happy they retroed these last year. Amazing shoe. I mean, look at the tumbled leather on this, and then look at the tumbled leather on this. It's really got a serious tumbled leather on it. Like, they really gave you a real tumbled leather on this Air Jordan 6, as you can see. Look at that. And then look over there. I'm impressed with the shoe. And then you've got your Air Jordan on this rubber tongue right here, which I love. I love the tongue on here. Kind of reminds me of like a mask up top with like the eye pieces right here. Love that. It's cool. And then on the footbed, you see you have an infrared Jumpman right there. On the back, you've got your spoiler piece. This was inspired by the Porsche. Jordan was a huge fan of the Porsche when this released, and that's where this inspiration came from. You see you got your hidden infrared right there, comparing to the 2010 infrared. It's close, but it's definitely brighter here. You got your Jumpman Air on the back in black. Your midsole is black with your Air unit in infrared, and that nicey outsole with the Jumpman in infrared, comparing the Jump. So there you go with your detailed review on the shoe. My personal opinion on it: if you're a fan of the Air Jordan 6, if you're someone like me who owns like basically almost every colorway, honestly the only colorway I do not have is like the September Blues. You know, I don't have like the reverse infrared, I don't have things like that, but as far as the general releases and the quick strikes, I have basically every Air Jordan 6. Brings me back to when I was a kid, so it's like really near and dear to my heart. I love this shoe. It's my favorite sneaker of all times. I had to have this shoe. Black infrared switched up, how it's like, you know, all up top, and on the bottom you got the black. It just is something I needed to have in my collection. It's a must-have. I know one day I'm gonna catch a loss and not be able to get a release when it comes to Air Jordan 6s, but I have so many damn Air Jordan 6s that it's like, for me to like miss out on this was like something that was crazy to me. I had to get this shoe, and I was gonna eventually just give my money up to a reseller anyway. So as much as it sucked me paying over retail, you have to do it sometimes. It's just what it is. It just is what it is. If you want a sneaker that badly, sometimes you have no choice. If you want it that badly, you gotta pay up. The resellers got them, and the only way to get them is to pay up. Even though I got this from a retailer overseas that is an established retailer that has a name, I'm sure all of my people overseas that watch the show are very familiar with the place I got these from. I have nothing against that retailer. The only thing that I definitely do not like is the fact that I had to come out of my pocket at my front door. I would have assumed that they would have covered shipping costs. I paid my shipping when I checked out, you know what I mean, ordering the shoe. I've never in my life have ever had to look for a checkbook real quick while my UPS guy was like with the package saying you can't have them until you pay this. Like, it was crazy. Like, I got my kids like running around going crazy, my dogs are barking. Like, the last thing that I'm thinking about is writing a check, you know what I mean, when the doorbell rings. So it was really not a pleasant experience as far as, you know, me giving you a review on copying from there. And, you know, I sent them an email like 4 or 5 hours ago. They didn't respond back to me, but they're on their Twitter account talking away. I've seen them on Twitter, so they must have gotten my email by now. It's 2014. I mean, emails, you know, go right to you. I'm checking my phone right now again, and they never hit me back, unfortunately. So they're probably not gonna refund me that money. And it's not about the actual money. I know some of you guys may be thinking, oh my God, this guy's really crying over $31. It's not about the $31. It's the principle behind it, guys. You guys gotta understand that this is a sneaker show too, and I'm trying to give you guys a good review. So some of you guys that are like, may like have already typed that in the comment box. I'm trying to review my experience getting this shoe overseas, especially for my following that's in the United States that may be thinking of ordering these shoes that may not have a checkbook in hand. Like if I didn't have a checkbook like in hand, like I wouldn't have been able to get my shoes today. Like the UPS guy was clearly like, if you can't pay me, I'm out. So my purpose of talking about this, not to dog the retailer, but just to warn people so that they are ahead of themselves if they ever order from there, you know what I mean? Because I don't want one of my viewers to deal with a situation where they couldn't even get their shoe, the UPS guy takes it back. That sucks. I never heard of nothing like that in my life. Just don't want any of my fans or viewers that are, especially that are watching all the time, like that are always watching all my videos, checking in, hitting the thumbs up button, leaving comments, you know, that are really going above and beyond, that always show me love too on my show. Like shout out to everyone that does. I've been stopping by a lot of people's pages that do always check my show out, because YouTube has this thing now where I have a breakdown of people that are like super fans that are always going and watching my show and always like liking my videos and always leaving comments. Like it tells me like my top 20 people that watch my show, and I love it because it makes me realize, wow, these guys really enjoy what I do. Like, so I got to check out them. Like I've been going to their pages and showing love to their pages, writing on their wall, on their channel, like showing love, because if you're going to check me out like that, like to the point where you're always watching all my videos, always commenting, always liking, and YouTube's notifying me and telling me that you're showing that love, my ass better go to your page and check you out. I mean, I know some people won't do that, but me, I will. Like, I really appreciate everyone that's going to check me out, because I enjoy doing this show right here because of the fact that there's people that are watching. So shout out to everyone that actually really enjoys this show. Let me show you them on feet. All right, so here we go with a look on foot. As far as the fit for Air Jordan 6s, I recommend going true to size. I had to go up half a size. I had no choice. I tried going for a size 9 and I couldn't get the size 9. It was sold out. So I had to go up half a size because I couldn't go down half a size. I actually would have rather have gone down half a size than go up half a size, but I had no choice. You know, these things were not easy to get. They're kind of limited. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think of these. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button if you love what I'm doing. And let me hit you with that infamous birds off you. Oh, look who it is. BJ, sit.
So there you go, you got your detailed look. Check out my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, morning, noon, and night like clockwork. At least go there once a day in the morning. I recommend going around 7:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. May be able to help you out with scoring these kicks. Sometimes it's a little difficult to catch these kicks for retail or under retail. Look, it took a while for me to even get these right here. Even though I paid way over retail, I had to have these, but go to my blog because I know people were able to get these for retail through me helping them out through my blog. So take advantage of my work because I'm doing it to help everyone out there. And that's it for today. Catch up on all the reviews. I'll put links in the description box below for a bunch of popular reviews I've done in the past couple of weeks. And with that said, I'll be back really soon. DJ Delz TV. In Flex we trust. Now it's a must. I keep a fresh pair and they never scuff. Out for dollars, euros, pesos. She rockin' 6s and a 6 infrared slow. Plus she sexy like